Hey, 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 Facebook friends. Today's day, I don't know, I think I lost track. I think it's day 16 of my Facebook Live challenge, so I'm rounding out to the very end. And this is something I've been wanting to talk to you about. Keep forgetting to talk to you about it. Yesterday, just want to thank you all for tuning in for my conversation about my new haircut. Today, it's still looking pretty good. Still trying to do it myself is a whole other thing. Anyway, so today I want to talk to you about how I manifested a 5,000 square foot McMansion in the hills. Hey, Erica Herman, nice to see you here, darling. Hey, Deborah Harlow, lovely to see you here. Woohoo, rock on, girls. So, for 2 years prior to living here in this home, I was a nomad. I didn't have a house, really. I mean, my only semi-permanent home was what I lovingly refer to as my love shack on the lake, which is a 32-foot camper on the back field of this lakefront property that my husband Rano's family owns. And definitely I felt so wealthy and so abundant and so amazing in that camper, because life was just so pure and simple and sweet and amazing, and the air was fresh, and there's a reason why it got the name a Love Shack. If you scroll all the way back to my first video, you can learn all about the Love Shack. I was shooting that video from the Love Shack on the lake. However, after 2 years of being nomadic, it got a little bit tiresome, staying in friends' places, living out of suitcases, traveling all over the place. We were on the West Coast, we were on the East Coast, and after renting a few houses, hey everybody, nice to see you here. After renting a few houses for some retreats that I was facilitating and hosting, I started to think about, wouldn't it be amazing if I had a home like this? Now, not paying rent for 2 years makes you not want to pay rent ever again. And since those 2 years, rents have gone way, way, way up there, especially back here in Los Angeles. And so I was thinking, okay, how am I going to afford a home like the home that I rent for my retreats? I really want to do events and workshops out of my home, but I can't really see from where I stood financially and where I wanted to pay financially how that would be possible. So what I ended up feeling into is I started doing some wealth consciousness work, and I want to share more of that in the videos to come, because I think there's a really potent download and clarity that I've been getting around wealth and a new definition of wealth, and stepping out of old paradigms and stepping into new currencies and, like I said, new paradigms. So I think I'll share more of that in the next couple of videos here. But what ended up happening was I basically started to redefine what wealth was for me. And when I looked at all the ways that I was either lacking more money or when I would dip and have less money, I started to understand that I was pushing money away because I had a disdain for, I couldn't visualize what wealth was for me, and I had a disdain for all of the ways, the typical ways that we look at wealth, jet setting and lots of highfalutin cars and label clothing, whatever, things that I just don't have any interest in having necessarily. And so I really thought that that wasn't a good definition of wealth, and therefore I pushed wealth away. So I started to figure out, well, what is my definition of wealth? Like, truly, if I had all the money in the world, what would my life look like? Who would I be? How would I dress? How would I feel? What would my environment look like? And so I started to really feel into what it felt like my biggest desire was to create a home where I could have a lot of people over and we could create transformational gatherings, and it was a very luxurious but relaxing, lovely, abundant home. And so I started to picture myself in that home, and I started to picture who I'd be and what I'd be wearing and how fun and flowy and costumey and just the life that I live, only with a home and a place that I could have my friends over and my clients over and host retreats and workshops and things like that. So as I started to get clear, because anytime you want to manifest something, it absolutely is important that you're super crystal clear. If you don't know what you want, you're going to get more of what you don't want. Or if you don't know what you want, but you kind of know what you want, you'll get a little bit of what you want, but you won't get the whole thing of what you want. So that's a really important distinction. So as I became clear on what wealth looked like to me and what I wanted, the kind of lifestyle I wanted to live, and I got very clear about how juicy and fun and exciting that was, I started to attract it. It started to happen. What I remember within months, I think I got very clear on my definition of wealth for myself sometime in the middle of the summer. And by September, I had rented a home for one of my retreats and had a bunch of people over. We had 2 different events at that time, at that weekend. And I remember at one point, I had the realization that I was wearing the kind of clothes that I had envisioned. I was hosting an event in the home that I had envisioned, and I had curated an experience that I had envisioned as my vision of wealth. And I thought to myself, wow, I've created it. So now I started thinking, well, what would happen if it wasn't just a temporary rental, if it wasn't just a weekend rental? What would it be like if I manifested it as a permanent home? And so I started to feel into, well, what would that look like? Well, I don't have $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 lying around to pay rent every month. But I know that if I would create something with the community, we could find a much more expensive, more affluent home than I could afford on my own. So what started happening is I started connecting with some friends of mine and talking about the idea of living communally and what that would be and what could we all afford and what kind of rents would that be and what kind of home would that be. And when we started looking at homes in the $10,000 to $15,000 range, it was amazing. Hey, Dad, good to have you here. Hello, hello. And soon enough, within a month of raising my vibration, having those conversations, having more clarity, looking at homes in that price range, which I could have never even imagined previously, we found the home, and it's the perfect home. I'm in it now. I've been living here since March. It's got a pool and a hot tub and a waterfall and nature all around, and it's very spacious, and it's a 5-bedroom, 5-bath home. I live with 7 people total, 3 couples and a single woman, and now a baby. And it's been the most evolutionary, expansive creation to date. It's been so much fun creating this home with my friends. We've had some incredible gatherings. I feel so just like, what a life. I take breaks in the middle of the day and jump in the pool, and Rano and I have our own private suite, 2-bedroom suite, and it's just such a divine. I go walking in the hills and people stop by all the time, and it's definitely my idea of wealth. And it's not because I have all the money in the world to pay for this house and I have to take care of this house and I have to do everything to come up with that money and work my butt off and not be able to enjoy it. I've called in a community of resources because I believe in a resource-based economy. I believe that money is only one system of measurement. Money is only one means of acquiring what it is that we desire in life. There are so many other avenues in which to call in the things that we want, physically, tangibly, and so on. And money, we've gotten so stuck and that it needs to be this, oh, I earn money and then I pay for these things. And there's so many other ways to, thanks for all the hearts, so many other ways to manifest things that we want. And when we just think a little outside the box and we get clear on what it is that we desire and we're willing to play in the enjoyment and the expectation of that desire, we can manifest everything and anything. So, got this gorgeous house. We have a group room to do amazing events in, and it's been incredible. And I pay a fraction of the price to live here, and I live with incredible humans who are on the same pathway as me. So if I can do it, you can too. And I have been teaching a course about this. It's free, and I want to give you that link because it's a free course about how to manifest your heart's desires by leaning back. And that link is lifestylized.com/manifestation videos. Lifestylized.com/manifestation videos. They're mostly geared towards women, but I'm sure that you men, if you're interested, could pick up a few tips or tricks, because it really all is about getting clear, being certain, leaning back, having faith, enjoying the process, listening to the guidance, and jumping into action when it's clear when you're meant to take action. And that's exactly how I manifested this house and my life. And like I said, fraction of the price. It's a resource-based economy. It's a communal living situation. We have a great time. We love each other. We grow. And that's how I did it. So on that tip, I will be exploring over the next couple days as I wrap up this 21-day Facebook Live challenge. I'm going to talk more about my downloads and my understanding of how the new economy is going to be working and how we can actually create more with less and more with less effort and get out of the grind and get out of the rat race and get out of the money mindset that keeps us stuck and miserable and in scarcity, and I'd love to share some of that wisdom with you. So tune in to my videos in the days to come. If you can't catch me live, because I don't know when I'm going to do it, when I'm inspired, then just check out the replays. And if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please post them below, and I'd be happy to answer them and respond to anything you have to say. So thank you so much for tuning in. Looks like we've had a pretty good crowd here today, including my dad, who maybe he's still here, maybe he's not. We got Aaron Lynn. Hey, oh my gosh, we got Tatiana, Marcella. Marcella, oh my God, you got to check out this house because we have lots of great gatherings like you do in this house, and I would love for you to come see it. I've been trying to get Elizabeth to come see it, but with her broken ankle, she hasn't been able to come over. So come check it out if you're next time you're in LA or back in LA. All right, everybody, take care, and I will see you tomorrow at some point with another video on the new economy and the new currency. It's how we see things, after all. Give you a little teaser on that. All right, everybody, take care.